We got some Matrix news here for the trailer. Comes out in 2 days, apparently September 9th. It's currently September 7th, 2021. And there's been a couple of teasers out there for the trailer. The trailer for the trailer, not that one. This looks cool. I saw this one. I saw one of these. This one. Let's watch this one again, though.
This is the moment.
Very cool.
For you to show us what is real.
Show us.
Right now.
Show us,
I
Neo.
believe it's 12:15 p.m.
Show us.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's actually
But that
12:30.
couldn't be further from the truth. Could be. This
It's like
is
the first one
day
there.
of the rest of your life.
The mirror.
But if you want it,
The punch. The same
You
one.
gotta
Is that the
fight.
old footage? There he is. John Wick.
this is the moment.
Neo. So now I want to see my thoughts more in depth. Here we
For
go.
you to show us what is real.
So that's the Matrix. Or so that's a new person apparently. They want to. He wants somebody. I'm assuming. What do you call him now? The one. They want the one to show them the way. Maybe he's in hiding because maybe Trinity's death. Maybe because he was re-established in the Matrix, reinserted recently, or maybe he's been there for a while but hasn't shown himself. But he said, well, I guess the Oracle, she was going to be the one to set people free who wanted to be free. But who knows? Maybe they were corrupt again, causing Neo to come back.
Right now. You believe it's 12:15
But it's actually 12:30. 12:15. Who would believe that?
p.m.
Who's he talking to here?
But that couldn't be further from the truth.
That's definitely like a throwback to the mirror scene. You can see the mirror kind of getting morphed already. I hope this movie isn't just a bunch of redoing the old scenes, like in Terminator happens a lot. It's like, oh, remember that scene from the other movie? But this might be that. But maybe it's just a couple of them.
Could be.
The mirror one.
This is the first day of
That guy's dying to those octopus. I guess they're... Wait, what's going on here? So what's happening? So the machines are killing people? I thought there was peace. What happened to the peace? They're killing people, apparently. Or maybe they're doing something else. Maybe it looks like they're killing people. Maybe they're capturing them. How is he fighting off a machine?
It's the first day of the rest of your life.
Seems like he's the pills. There's the pills right there. Pills here. What's happening there?
Day of the rest of your life.
Let me replay that scene. Is it struggling? Is he the machine? That could be Neo. It looks like that might be Neo right there. I can see like long hair there, like John Wick hair. That might be Neo, because who else can take down a machine like that? And it seems like the machine's dying there. Like that's when the machine breaks. What is going on here? These are a bunch of dead machines on the sides. Is this he's alive again? Maybe maybe they're holding him here, and he escaped. He got out. Maybe they were keeping him in the stasis, maybe because they can't get the code out of him or something. That's interesting. Maybe he could tap into the Matrix without using a machine too, I think. So maybe he's in the Matrix. I don't know. Both while he's conscious at this point. Who's that guy? Got like what's that movie called? Okay. I can never remember. Cyber. It's the one with Harrison Ford. It's like the Jared Leto of the movie. A new villain. Who is this guy? The new agent? The agent of agents? This could be like a funny scene, like they're firing him like he's part of a job. What's going on there? The pill. Maybe he's given the pill.
But if
Maybe he's tricking them. Maybe it's not really freeing them. They think they're freeing the people, but it's another level of the Matrix. They seem to be running in the streets. Wait a minute. This guy right here is running this way while this whole group is running that way. Could be Neo. Everyone's Neo. Could be the agents. All right, this is like the shot from the first movie. I don't think that is the shot from the first movie. This is a whole new shot. Or that could be the first movie shot. Looks like Neo. Could be him again, like a redo of the scene. What else we got? Then we have the man himself.
You gotta fight for it.
It seems like the SWAT team, they know who he is, or maybe they know not to mess with him. They heard rumors of this guy. Maybe he's like branded a terrorist, or maybe they see him as a savior, like Jesus walking on earth. And it's like, oh, there he is. It's like he's like the Pope. They view him as a holy man. Then they have some other teasers. This reminds me of these pictures I saw here. Oh, where's the pictures I had? One sec. There's this. Wait, the pill trailer? I didn't see this. The choice is yours. Maybe there is no choice. The pills are both fake. Now, who knows? What is the Matrix? 6 a.m. So that's 9 a.m. for me, I think. 9-9. 9-9. I could probably watch that. 6 a.m. How long is that trailer going to be? A minute? I can spare that. They have this picture. Is this John Wick or is this the Matrix? Is that the Matrix? The first look at Keanu Reeves, Neo. That's him. You can't tell anymore. Cameo. John Wick cameo. Seems to be a little distraught there, like haggard. And they have this screenshot of him. I don't know if that's a meme. Or they have these screenshots here. Him in the street, very cyberpunk-esque. Very noir. Simulati. He's going into a Simulati bar. Seems it could be a bar. Could be what's simulate? Simulate, of course. Simulate. Interesting. Then they have this nanomachines. Looks like creating a person. Is that creating them in the real world? Like maybe they're putting their Matrix self, just spawning them somewhere else instead of in their body, since they can put their mind anywhere. Apparently, different exit. Oh, the mouth. Okay, maybe he's talking to someone. Maybe Neo's doing that to him. Maybe he has that power now. Do not exceed Anderson Thomas. What? So maybe maybe they made him think like he was insane. Why would they do that? I thought there was peace. Well, he would have died anyway without their help. So they reinserted him as Thomas Anderson, but they say they're pretending he's insane. Maybe because they can't get the code out of him yet, so they want to keep him alive. But they can't have him be comatose. I don't know. Let's check out the website. Here, I'm going to click What is the Matrix right now. Choose your reality. This site might be overloaded, though. There's a lot of people viewing it. Well, of course, we're going to choose the red pill. What if I choose the blue pill? Blue. Something actually happens. Doesn't matter what pill you choose.
Do you remember how you got here?
What was that?
You've lost your capacity to discern reality from fiction.
That was so quick.
What's real is here and now. 5:42 p.m.
That's it. That's the time right now.
Anything else is just your mind playing tricks on you.
Bro. 5:42 p.m.
It becomes a problem when fantasies and
Blue.
dangerous.
Just keep Keeps taking the blue pills.
We don't want anyone to get hurt, do we?
Who's that guy? This looks like some Cinderella text. What if I take the red one? Same thing. Same thing. Maybe it changes it in the trailer. Just taking a bunch of red pills. Based. That's pretty much every Zoomer today.
This is the moment
Millennial. Everybody. Is it different?
for you
Oh,
to show us what is real
it's a different voice now.
right now.
So the other one was
We
like the
believe
doctor
it's
guy, probably.
5:43 p.m.
It was the doctor.
But that couldn't be further from the truth. Could be. This is the first day of the rest of your life. But if you want it,
Neo's eye.
you gotta fight for it.
It looks really cool. Well, that's interesting. There we go. They click the blue pill. They hear voiceover by Neil Patrick Harris. You've lost your capacity to discern reality from fiction. Maybe they're telling Neo that, or maybe I don't know. Is this the original scene remake of the scene? That could. Oh, okay. That could be. Mr. Anderson having memories, but how would he have seen that? Okay, that doesn't make sense. And they're repressing it. Why is this side old guy? This side, maybe he thinks that's what he looks like. They're telling him that's what he looks like, but that's how he is. It looks like Johnny Depp here. Is Johnny Depp? Then you have these screenshots. Variety getting all the screenshots. So here, seems like this person's scared. Keanu Reeves is walking. It seems like he's going to walk on water kind of deal. Walk on the air. I don't know if this is a party trick. This person's confused and trying to see what's going on. Everyone seems to be like, okay, don't do that. It's not like a party trick. Like, watch me do it. Maybe it is, but they don't believe he can do it. He's like, I believe I am the one. I'm going to walk on air right now. Maybe, yeah, he thinks he's the one, but people are telling him he's crazy. That's depressing. This one. That could be him coming back into the real worlds. Keanu Reeves, that is. Look at that vein on his neck here. What is that? There's another one, though. Maybe they had to do that to bring him back to life. Put that one in. That installation. It's a new one. Okay, here it seems like it's Keanu. It seems that could be Trinity on the right. Was that other person in the trailer? That woman in the trailer. That glimpse. Saying don't. Is he? I think he's stopping the bullets here. Actually, they're shooting. This guy has a muzzle flare, and I think I see some bullets here. He's stopping them right here. That's awesome. Cool. Okay, now they're on the roof. There's a helicopter. It almost looks like it's being eaten by nanomachines. It could be Neo doing that. Seems like be Neo on the roof with the girl again. Or it could just be debris. Oh, the whole building's warping here on the side. Kind of like from the first movie. I think it crashed already. It's landing. And it's just morphing the whole building. Maybe that's Neo preventing it from hitting them as well. Interesting screenshots here. Then you have this trailer in Liverpool. Next to a construction site. Trailer in 2 days. I have to watch that all day. That's pretty cool. I like that effect, that glitch effect. That's awesome. I don't know about the text. Reminds me of Maleficent or something. What else we got? What's this one? Each red pill, blue pill teaser's trailer is different. Here's the blue pill teaser viewed at 12:36, 12:37, and 12:41. Okay. Let's see. These are 3 trailers.
Do you remember how you got here?
They're all different clips.
Capacity to discern reality from fiction here.
This is pretty in depth. I have this one. He's in a bar stopping bullets. He's over in the elevator stopping bullets. This one, he seems to be warping time itself, time and space. There's no spoon. What is going on there? He seems to be blowing them away with power. He's like, yeah, a deity.
To discern reality from fiction.
Okay. What is going on? Okay, that was like the Matrix 2 in the middle. They like keep replaying these. Matrix 2 when they're on the roof, the ceiling. He's running from, he could be an agent that turns into like a rebel. That'd be interesting, like Star Wars, how the rebels, I mean the Empire turns into rebels. There's the top one going through the window, or maybe they're walking up the building. Second one below it, he's running from someone shooting at them. Apparently, or he almost looks like a guy in a suit shooting at them. The one at the bottom looks like he's in a freezer getting up. Who knows? Wait, it looks like he's standing on that. Could be in reverse, jumping out of it, jumping into it. Once you see the movie and then you see the trailers again, it's like, oh, that's what that was. All right, let's continue. We're not going to be able to figure out exactly what's going on.
7 p.m.
This is...
Anything else is just your mind playing tricks on you.
It's getting deeper. That's the same. What's this one? Maybe Neo stops taking the pills. He starts remembering. Yo, this is actually hype. Whoa, this one, he's in the shot. This one, he's not.
It becomes a problem when fantasy is endangered.
Through the mirror. Gun through the mirror.
Dangerous.
Helicopter scene. What's going on there? Rain. Sprinkler alarm. Rooftop. The door. That could be the architect. Door. He's taking someone, a female, to the architect. Could it be Trinity? It could be. I mean, they brought Neo back. Maybe they took Trinity's body and did something to it too. I think they did. I think it's confirmed already. The actress has been seen, like I saw a couple months ago, her on set anyway or something like that. Don't quote me on that.
We don't want anyone to get hurt.
Sandwich. What's that one? That's important. The mirror. Seems to be relatively the same. One of them is the reality. The others are the pills. Neo taking the pills. Cool. This guy says the website has over 180,000 combinations of teasers. It's really cool what they're doing. I agree. What else we got here? I think that's it, though. I think that's it. I'm really hyped now. I'm hyper than I ever been about this movie now. I was like, okay, it'll come out and we'll watch it. Yeah, but now they're taking it to a new level. 2021 treatment. The trailer treatment. It's like MCU status. All right, I'm excited to see more. That's going to be it. I think that's all I could say. I kind of would like... this could be a cool thing. Maybe Neo had some time to be cool after the other movie, but it seems like they kept him in a stasis of control. But maybe they did that a little bit after he had his fun. But he was pretty much, yeah. The third movie he was done anyway. So him being alive is a miracle in itself. So I guess that'd be sad if it was years of repressing his abilities. Feel bad for him, the character, if that's true. But then again, he could be just dead. He could have been just dead. Seems like somebody is causing a stir in the Matrix. Who could it be? Is it the robots? They betrayed their word. But what do you think they are? Human? What do you think? Could be Smith. I hope it's not Smith again. He should be done. He should be done. He's done. He could be back. The virus. I wouldn't mind it if he was just one guy left. Like, okay, he put all his energy into making one more copy of himself. Could be other stuff. Who knows? Speculation. But we'll see in the trailer. The trailer coming up. We'll still see about that. I'm excited to see it. It's basically the movie. This might be more hype than the movie itself. No. Okay. Well, I'll see you then. I'll do a reaction to that for sure.